Hey everybody, are you at a point where your soul is just screaming, enough? Enough already! Well, my friend, you are not alone. This is the vibe at the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces coming to us on September 7th, 2:09 p.m. So welcome to the channel, or welcome back. So awesome to see you here. My name is Stella Wilde. I like to give you the intuitive information you need to manifest your wildest dreams using astrology and tarot. We're going to get into your special tarot reading for the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse. Watch for your rising sign first, then your sun sign. Timestamps in the description of the video. Take what resonates from each one. Put the messages that resonate together, and that's about as close as a personal reading you can get here on YouTube. If you feel you need personal astro tarot guidance for whatever's going on for you at this lunar eclipse, if you feel called to dive deeper into your personal energy, I'll leave a link in the description to a very limited time, limited slot openings for a special lunar eclipse reading I am offering. You can check the link out in the description. Well, yes, lunar eclipses can bring endings, so that could be what's happening for you, but it is also a time of absolute sacred realignment, especially since Saturn is now back in Pisces, reminding us of what we really want to give our energy and commitment to. And what we're giving our energy to is crying out for a change. Our soul is saying, enough already. So this, of course, is a very tender lunar eclipse because it's in Pisces, which is about deep emotional waters. And whatever truth is revealed here, it's not meant to hurt you. It can feel like that, of course, but it's not meant to hurt you. It's meant to set you in motion. It's time to take action on what your soul is really recognizing that it's had enough of, and move forward in a positive new direction. And that is the framework that we're going to use to get into the energies for your reading. All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know about this full moon lunar eclipse happening in your 12th house of karmic endings, of things bubbling up from your subconscious so that you can release them, that you can be done with them. Let us see. He has no shame. He just walks in front of the camera. He doesn't care. Okay, Aries, let's see what you need to know. What you've had enough of, what you're ready to move toward, what may come to light at this eclipse. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. Judgment is in your heart. Wow. The Chariot and the Nine of Cups. Well, this is very encouraging. This is very encouraging. Okay. So you are on the cusp of, I think, making some interesting decision for yourself. Maybe about your work or career, because the Pentacles are showing up here. But it could also be something about a relationship with our Libra 7th house showing up here for you with your Six of Coins. But it could also be the give and take. How much are you giving of yourself, and how much, are other people taking from you? Do you need to give more to yourself in some way? This is about the balance of your energies, the give and the take, the ebb and the flow. And we're in a full moon in a water sign. So it is very emotionally charged, but this is also practical energy, right? It's like the bottom line. And with Saturn, which is a planet of the bottom line, it just is, time, energy, resources, in this 12th house retrograding, like this is the karmic reckoning, release, re-examination of, is it worth it? Whatever the it is for you. Is this worth it? Is the balance there? Is the give and take there? You are weighing options about this. And there may be two situations that you're dealing with in terms of this particular situation. What you want to move forward to is your own freaking happiness. Chariot and the Nine of Cups. Now, this may have something to do with your fourth house, because of course this Cancer energy, Jupiter is there right now. So it could be something about expanding into a new home, expanding into a new living situation, if that's part of your wish. It could be just moving forward quickly on a whole new path, Chariot, toward your happiness. But here's the thing, look, Father Time, there's the clock, the judgment is in your heart. Saturn represents time. You have paid your karmic dues with a situation. You have given it all you could give. That's, I think, what's getting revealed. You've had enough. You've maintained maybe some sense of equilibrium with the 6 of coins, 2 of coins. I mean, you're still sort of in balance, or at least you've come to maybe that sense of balance now. Maybe it was very imbalanced, but you don't want to go back to something that's imbalanced and not right for you. So that is what I feel. You have paid your karmic dues, and it's time to make a decision. You may be making a decision around the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. Stay tuned to the channel for a video on that just for you, which is on the 21st, and we have the 20th here. So you could be right on the edge of that. But this Chariot is also about possibly 2 roads, 2 directions. And we have, the energy of doubles here. The 2 of coins, the 6 of coins, even the judgment, if you look at it, it's a number 2. So I think this is interesting. There's a fork in the road. There is a fork in the road between continuing to just have a stasis of balance, like we're making do, or we're going to choose the fork in the road that perhaps is a very interesting, exciting new adventure that frees us from a karmic obligation that we have already paid our dues to. So that is what you're saying enough to. This can be a little bit, especially the 2 of coins, can be a little bit of just stuck. We're in place. Nothing's happening yet. We're just weighing options. This 6 of coins could be, I gave the situation all I could give. I was generous. I did what I could do, but what did I get in return? Not that everything has to be a black and white exchange, but life is about energetic exchanges. It absolutely is. So there could be for some of you that emphasis going on, but I love this Chariot moving toward your 9 of Cups, your rainbow of happiness, and a wish fulfilled. But this is the thing. It's like the universe works with us, right? So it's about saying enough and making the decision in the right timing and then moving forward. And I think in a very Aries fashion, moving forward and baby, baby, don't look back. It don't do no good, right? Love that song, Fine Young Cannibals, right? It's like, let it freaking go. It is time for a new adventure for yourself. Now, the other thing I'm going to say to this is eclipses, of course, work in 6-month increments. And Saturn's going to go back in your sign middle of February 2026. So in about 6 months, along with Neptune, 0 degrees Aries. This is a whole new thing that also may be happening for you at that time. The wish fulfillment of this path that maybe you start choosing now can really manifest in a beautiful way for you. So keep that in mind as well with your timings as you think about what you're moving toward. So very interesting energies, Aries. All right, Taurus, let's see what you need to know about this full moon lunar eclipse in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, personal gains, and friendships and connections. So there could be something happening here for you where you're just saying enough with a certain friendship or connection. Or you're saying, you know what? I'm just going to say enough to this dream I was trying to pursue. Maybe it's not right for me anymore. Maybe I need to go in a different direction. So that could apply for some of you as well. All right, but let's see what the energies have to say. I think if you've been working on something or towards something, I think you're going to get information from the universe of either, yes, the green light, like keep going with this, or no, rethink it, or perhaps do something else. That's a possibility. Okay. Let's see. Taurus. Yeah, 5 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep going. Oh, and the Tower. Joy. 4 of Wands is in your heart. Okay, that's good. Queen of Wands. Fire. But the 8 of Cups. Okay. All right, Taurus people. This is what I feel. I feel like you've had enough of, I'm going to read this two ways, a lack of passion in your life, whether that passion is in terms of romance or the passion is just a joy of living, using your creative energies, like just enthusiasm. That's what I mean by passion. Or this is about, I think, some sort of relationship that perhaps has disappointed you time and time again. And it's happening again, perhaps at this eclipse. This could be the do or die moment, the surprising epiphany here with this Tower and this Five of Cups of, oh my God, you know, I've been hanging in there hoping they would change or grow or have some insights, but they haven't. Once again, they did something really dumb, the Tower, you know, or really just surprisingly shocking. Like, you thought they wouldn't stoop that low or be that dumb, but they were. Okay? I'm not trying to be mean, but that's the vibe I'm getting. But in your heart is the Four of Wands. Like, it's very hard to see in this deck with this, but there's a lady here dancing. And the Four of Wands isn't celebration energy. So it's like you're dancing at the threshold of a new reality where you're freeing yourself from this constant disappointment from somebody in your life. Or you're freeing yourself suddenly, passionately from your own sadness, Five of Cups, your own maybe melancholy. And you're reconnecting with your passion, the Queen of Wands. Also, this is like, she does not play, Queen of Wands. When she makes a decision to move on, when the fire is gone out of her, it's gone out of her. It's not going to come back. So, and then we have the Eight of Cups, which is I'm moving on. So what I think is very interesting, if you're dealing with somebody, it's like flipping of a switch with this Tower, like it's done. And sometimes that happens with connections. It just can. So it's, and no regrets, like you're happy about it. You don't want to be caught up in this energy of being constantly disappointed by somebody or constantly living, enough is enough, in a state of melancholia. So there could be some interesting news that kind of jolts you awake. You could have an epiphany of like, yeah, enough is enough. It's now or never. Like time, which, you know, Saturn's back in Pisces and he rules time. Time doesn't wait for anybody. Like, am I wasting time not doing what I want or being constantly disappointed? And I'm not talking about like a full-blown like depression. That's a different issue. Or if you're dealing with trauma or something, that's not what I'm just talking about. The garden variety, a little bit of melancholia. Let's go back to the Victorian era here, but you know what I'm saying? Like just a little bit of like the blues, the blahs, the ho-hums, right? That's what I'm talking about here. So, but you're tired of that. You want to get that passion back in your life for a project, a person, a situation. Like you just want to feel that lust for life again. Enough is enough. And you're going to reconnect with that in some way that is very surprising to you. Eight of Cups, like you're done. And what's interesting is that the moon, of course, goes into Aries. After the moon's in Pisces, the moon will be in Aries as of the 9th. And then we have the 8th here. So I feel like you're saying enough to the situations I just described, and you're going to be saying hello and yes to some beautiful new passionate energy that you are going to be reconnecting with because you're realizing enough is enough. Time doesn't wait for anybody. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know about your enough is enough moment at this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, which is happening in your 10th house of career, being in the public eye, being in the public, a public role in some way, which can apply if you're retired. Like, you know, what are you doing out in the world? Saturn's back in Pisces as of September 1st. So you're probably rethinking your commitments to your career. You may be having an enough is enough moment in regards to your workplace, your career. Like, I see myself retiring maybe in 6 months, or I see myself moving on to a different company in 6 months. We always work with 6-month increments with these eclipses. Okay, so there could be something like that going on for you. And you have your enough is enough moment at this eclipse. So yeah, Uranus is in your sign still. So there could just be some very surprising news that's arriving that makes you rethink even what you thought was solid for your career. North Node is in this 10th house of career for you as well. So it is pointing you toward perhaps a new direction, a door opening, an appetite, a craving for something new, especially when it comes to recognition and success. So there could be writing on the wall that either it's going to happen with this particular direction you're going in, or it's not, and you got to change gears. That's another way to look at this. Okay, so let's see. Gemini. All right, we have a Queen of Pentacles. And we have a Page of Swords. High Priestess in your heart. The Knight of Cups. And the Five of Cups. I'm not want to end on a Five of Cups. And a Five of Coins. And then the Page of Wands. Okay, so we have energies of change here with the double fives. But then we have you moving forward. So I feel like you're coming to making a decision. Here's your energy, Page of Swords, of what is coming to light at the full moon lunar eclipse, the High Priestess. What secret is revealed? And it could just be a secret in your heart that you've been kind of keeping to yourself or from yourself, of what you really want solidly in your life. Queen of Coins, the money, the success, as I was saying before. Queen of Coins, very strong manifestation energy, like solid concrete. I want the offer in my hand. I want the award in my hand. I want this, that, the other thing in my hand. Like it needs to come into my life. Like it has to be real. It has to be grounded. Like it needs to be there. No more just talk about promises, right? That people are making to you, or you're even making to yourself to hang in there and see what might happen, but maybe it's not happening. And this is the thing. Enough is enough. There could be a line in the sand you draw with yourself, with your sword, of whatever is revealed. Like, I can't keep this from myself anymore. I have to deal with reality of what I'm trying to manifest. Okay, with this Queen of Coins. And then we have this Knight of Cups, which can be a change of heart. It could also be that you talk with somebody, you have a meeting with somebody, and you see the writing on the wall. Now, that meeting could be with a boss, a supervisor, a friend, your significant other, whomever. There could be something where there is an emotional connection with the person, and you get the information that maybe has been kept hidden from you, or you talk it out with somebody so the information gets brought out of you. And you see it more clearly. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Five of Coins. Like, this is the thing. What you want to set in motion is no more disappointment and no more feeling less than and feeling like there isn't enough, whether it's enough recognition, money, or all of the things. And then we have the Page of Wands, which is about setting a plan in motion. It is about taking the action steps, making the decision and acting on it. So I think this is the process that's going on for you here. Now, obviously it's a general reading. It's gonna mean different things to different people. But that, I think, is at the crux here of this High Priestess. To me, is the key to this reading, because it is about the secret up her sleeve, the thing, as I like to say, the thing that she's keeping from herself, or the secret information that's being kept from her, which we know eclipses is, but full moons bring out information. An eclipse can be a major timeline shift and going in a different direction because a piece of information does come out that you cannot ignore. So that's what might be going on here. But remember, fives, these double fives we have, it's not going to stay like this. The Five of Cups, the Five of Coins. Remember, this information is not to hurt you, but to set you in motion. And that's what this Page of Wands is going to be doing for you as well. These double pages, Page of Swords, accepting it mentally, and then Page of Wands, accepting it physically, that we are taking action on it. All right, Cancer. So the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is in your 9th house. And the vibe I'm kind of getting here for you is that there's something about your life philosophy that's going to be adjusted, like your life point of view. It could be something to do with spirituality. There could be a major epiphany on its way for you about something you realize about yourself, the philosophy in which you live your life, etc. There could also be some sort of news coming to you from abroad, if that applies to you, where you're going to know one way or another which way something's going to roll out. We also have the ninth house being a house of travel. So there could be something where you're finally making a decision like, yes, this is happening. We're going on this trip, or we're not going on this trip. There could be something you're wrapping up with, if this applies to you, something you're publishing or trying to get published, something you're doing in academia, something you're doing with politics, social work, the law, legal matters. All of these are possibilities here. But we're going to look at the broad framework of, kind of a spiritual perspective, okay? And especially with Jupiter in your sign right now. And people forget, Jupiter, yes, is gifts and goodies, but sometimes people forget that Jupiter is also about these deep topics. It rules your ninth house. I mean, it rules the ninth house in astrology, excuse me. It rules the ninth house in astrology. So it is about learning, growth, and your life philosophy. What's your soul and spirit learning? So you may be learning something about your own boundaries and saying enough is freaking enough because it's not serving your life philosophy. It's not serving who you are, who you're growing into, how you want to expand and grow. Okay, so let's see what we need to know. Let's do one more little shuffle here. Cancer. We have a Three of Wands. And we have some Hierophant. Interesting. Ace of Coins in your heart. The Strength. Beautiful. Oh, but then there's a Capricorn double energy. All right. All right. This is what I feel. It's very clear. You are being guided in a whole new direction. There is a new goal on your horizon here, this Three of Wands. Okay, you could see glimmers of it coming on the horizon. Like you're feeling it in your vibe. You may get a sign. Look at this big full moon here and all this red, like this fiery blood moon energy. Like you may see a very clear sign of that. It's getting ready to pop for you with this Three of Wands. You are being absolutely guided spiritually. Like you're following your spiritual guidance with this Hierophant that's showing up. You have a structure, you have a plan, but this is also deeply rooted in your intuition and your spirituality. And you are ready to grow and learn something new. Okay? Ace of Coins in your heart. Beautiful. Like this is a big mother seed. Listen, big seed that you are ready to plant. Like look at that golden, beautiful orb in your heart. Like your heart space is so like, this is about optimism, potentiality, growth, golden glow about you and what you are ready to set in motion for yourself with this Three of Wands and this Hierophant. And it is about making a commitment, the commitment you're making to yourself for your personal growth in whatever way that is for you. Okay, but then here we have the Strength. Beautiful. That's your Leo second house of money. Like you feel so strongly, so optimistically about this new course of action, this new goal, this beautiful thing that you're ready to do. It means a lot to you. You have the energy. It's re-energizing you in some way as well. But here's the problem. This is what to say enough to. That's the theme of our reading after all. Let's not forget. Gorgeous, glorious energies. The devil is what you're going to say enough to. This devil is going to represent different things to different people. This is your seventh house of other people. Pisces is an energy, yes, that sometimes, because it's ruled by Neptune, does not keep clear boundaries. The boundaries get a little fuzzy. So, Pisces energy, just in general, ruled by Neptune, can be codependent, can be toxic, because there aren't proper boundaries. People take advantage of each other, like these types of things. So there's somebody in your world or a situation in your world that would either like to not see you do this because they don't want your energy to be taken away from them because they're big babies and they want mama. They want mama, they want your energy. Okay? Or it's just about the need to keep really clear boundaries around what you're trying to do over here and protect it, preserve it, keep it sacred for yourself and not let evil eye, toxic energy, negativity, all the things with this devil card. And this could also be something within you to recognize, release, and deal with as well. This could be limiting beliefs, self-defeating behaviors, etc., that could possibly make this a lot more challenging to manifest for yourself, if that applies. I'm getting the feeling that probably for 90% of you, this is somebody else you're dealing with, okay? So this full moon, lunar eclipse could be putting that line in the sand saying enough is enough to whomever that devil energy represents in your life. They're not going to like it, just letting you know. And remember, because you're ruled by the moon, full moon lunar eclipses can be very intense. It can be very emotional. There can be, they're not going to go willingly along with your plan to draw a boundary. So keep that in mind. Leo's full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, which is your 8th house, the deep house of transformation, of endings, of things that are rotted at the root and need to be gone in your life. And full moon lunar eclipses can definitely help with that, especially one in Pisces. So remember, this reading is about enough is enough. So 8th house is other people's resources. It can be, are you getting back from people what you deserve, what you've put into the relationship? Or is it take all the time from other people? Like, are they constantly draining on you? So there could be some sort of situation here going on with that, with a boundary that is needed. Like you see clearly, oh my gosh, the universe. I mean, eclipses are so interesting, especially full moon lunar eclipses, because sometimes you don't have to do anything. The situation gets removed for you. That's also possible. 8th house is also other people's resources. So there could be something going on there with the finality of finally getting a refinancing, finally paying off a debt, finally, seeing which way is this job offer going to go, yay or nay. We got to wrap this up in some way. Are we getting the mortgage? Yes or no? Are we doing this or that? Is this investment paying off? Yes or no? What is happening? So it can be things like that. But basically, what we're looking at here is, how are you benefiting from other people's resources? And is it time to let go and say enough is enough if you are not, right? If you've been putting a lot of energy into something and it's not paying off, then maybe it's time to switch gears or let that thing or relationship or situation go and manifest something different for yourself. Okay, so let us see what we need to know, Leo. Because also what's interesting too is the South Node is in your 2nd house of money and values. So it can be also not settling for less than, not settling for something that, like a low ball offer, or that personally offends you in some way. 2nd house of values. North Node's also in Pisces still, which is bringing about an appetite for the best when it comes to other people's resources. So not being willing to settle for less than, low ball, not what you really deserve. All right, so let's see. Ooh, the Magician. Oh, charming. 5 of Swords. Emperor in your heart. Okay. Page of Cups. There's our Pisces energy. And the 8 of Wands, which is your energy. Okay, this is kind of what I feel. I love Leo energy. I got Mars in Leo, so I'm all about the Leo drama and the Leo stubbornness. Okay, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I feel like with this lunar eclipse, it's time for you to say enough is enough and call back your power to yourself of, I'm just going to use the word stubborn, but I mean that in the most genuine, like sincere way, not in a bad way. Okay. Not in a bad way. Determination, maybe that's a better word, but whatever. Okay. Call back your power and determination and overcome whatever is stressing you out. And it could be somebody else or the situation. I call her Mother Hell. And here's like little Leo crying in the corner. You don't put baby in a corner. You don't put Leo in a corner. Okay. No. You're getting yourself out of that corner. Whoever you're dealing with, you're calling your magic back with this 8th house. And in your heart is the Emperor, the Aries. And Aries are stubborn. Okay, Aries, they will bang their ram horns against the wall again and again and again until they bust it on through. Now, I don't suggest you be doing that. It's a metaphor. But your heart is about power. Emperor is a powerful energy. Magician is power. You are calling your power back to yourself, putting this 5 of Swords into perspective because it's a 5, which means it is transient. It's not going to stay around forever. It's change. And you are taking on board whatever you need to take with this Page of Cups. There could be a very surprising twist that comes with a piece of information at this full moon lunar eclipse. And because you're hanging in there, you're calling your power back, you're going to make very good use of that information. 8 of Wands. This is about setting yourself in motion. As I said in the prelude to this video, it's not just about, feeling sad at a lunar eclipse. No. 8 of Wands is your powerful, fiery, move fast, get it done. All right, we are going to rock and roll. We are calling our power back. We are going to solve this situation, whatever rolls out. And I don't think it's necessarily something negative. You're going to make, well, I'm trying to find the expression I'm looking for here. Whatever it is, whatever comes out, you're going to make the best of it with this Page of Cups. Whatever lands in your cup. Remember in the regular tarot with the Page of Cups, there's that little fish that's jumping out of the cup. So there is a resource, there is information, there is a surprise that is coming. You will quickly, you're not going to let this hold you up. You're going to quickly take the initiative, take this on board, and make some decisions. And also what's coming out at this lunar eclipse, because you're taking action, you're going to open up some other possibilities for yourself as well. I feel like, with this could be too, that you've been stuck stubbornly on a certain outcome and situation. Again, some of you may see the surprise twist that if you would open up your mind a little bit and use your power to use this information, you might open up other powerful opportunities that are not currently on your horizon, but that might be a lot better for you with the Magician and the Emperor. So both of those, to me, the Magician and the Emperor, they are cards of will. So I would suggest that you not willfully ignore the information, Page of Cups, that is coming to you at this eclipse, and that you make good use of it, 8 of Wands, your energy, to move forward quickly on your prerogatives and initiatives. Virgo, can we talk? You have a full moon lunar eclipse in your 7th house of other people. Who are you saying enough is enough to? What line in the sand are you drawing? Is somebody coming back around in your world trying to take advantage again? Especially considering Saturn is back in this 7th house now as of September 1st. This is an opportunity to really wrap up karmic contracts with people in your life, how you're relating to other people in your life. So it could also be something too where you're realizing your own emotional patterns or habits and how you relate to other people. And do they support you or not support you in terms of dealing with other people, having the kind of relationships you want in your life? It could be that too. Okay, but it also could be a very specific person that enough. Let us see. Virgo. Because also South Node in your sign still. So this is the transit of reconfiguring your life, letting go of what doesn't work for you anymore, as challenging as that can sometimes be, so that you can call in better things for yourself. All right, let's see what we have here. Virgo. 2 of coins. Why am I not surprised? 2 of coins. Oh, but an 8 of wands. Okay. 6 of wands in your heart. Page of cups. And the star. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. It's a very nice reading. You're going to make a decision, a change that's very much in your best interests. Mercury is in your sign right now, which is nice. So this is really a time when you are kind of laser focused on your needs. Your thinking may be particularly clear with Mercury back in your sign. Mercury is squaring Uranus and Gemini. So there could be some surprising, like, electrical epiphanies, revelations, revolutions, even with your own thinking that get you going in a new direction. And I say that because of this Leo energy that's showing up here. Okay, so we have this 2 of coins. So this full moon lunar eclipse, enough is enough in terms of this can't continue like this. Like, I'm not making a move. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I think that this full moon eclipse is going to get you off the fence. It's going to give you some options of how to do that. And I'm going to also say something or someone may be removed very quickly from your life. 8 of wands. Okay, remember, we're talking about your 7th house here. Because it's a blockage to you to move forward in some way, energetically. Like, you don't need to be giving your energy to that anymore. 6 of wands is in your heart. You're going to feel a sense of relief, release, like, oh my gosh, like, I can finally move forward confidently without the worry of what am I going to do about this person or situation. And I feel resolved to move on as well. Like, I'm ready to. Page of Cups. So again, there is a surprise twist with this piece of information or what happens at this lunar eclipse. It's sometimes with eclipses, the situation gets taken care of for us. Sometimes, not all the time, in terms of it affects somebody else. So they are removed from our lives. And I don't mean in a bad way. It could just be, they start dealing with something else, or they announce they're going to move away, or, whatever. In other words, a problem can get solved for you by the universe. This is interesting, this star card, because of course, Pluto is now in Aquarius. This is your 6th house of work and well-being. Obviously, this is a healing energy. So whatever's going on here, it's going to transform your well-being. Whatever this situation that's been hanging in the air about a certain person, or even how you've been dealing with other people, it's going to bring healing. You may have this beautiful epiphany of how you do need to do things differently. And you feel confident, 6 of wands, in what that's going to look like. You feel excited about the changes you're going to make. And you feel like this is going to help bring better connections and healing to your relationships, the star. So apply the energies however they, work for you in your life. But I think this is very, very positive. It's going to get you moving forward and out of this stasis of the over-analysis paralysis of, is this still worth it? Is it not worth it? Etc. You'll see very clearly one way or another. And especially with Mercury back in your sign, I mean, you're going to have your pragmatic hat on, shall we say, in dealing with these situations. So, whatever is revealed, like the practical nature of it. Yeah, this is how I need to move forward. It's fine. I've already been thinking about this quite a bit, weighing the options, etc. And I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take action. I feel confident about it. 6 of wands in my heart. And this is going to bring transformative healing to my life, the star. All right, Libras, full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, your 6th house of work and well-being. So enough is enough. Enough is enough in any way that you are not taking care of yourself. Okay, Saturn is back in this 6th house as of September 1st, bringing back karmic lessons of time, commitment, seriousness, committing to healthy habits and routines. So this full moon lunar eclipse may really show you the last bits of how you have to reform your habits, perhaps in some way, and make healthier choices for yourself. Now, it's also the house of work. So there could be something happening with your work life. There could be, is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? The news will come one way or another. But the enough is enough, like universe, I can't be hanging in limbo. Is this offer coming? Is it not coming? Are they going to renew my contract? They're not renewing my contract. Like, what is happening? Okay, so let's pull some cards, Libra. Let us see what you need to know. Oh, well, we have a 5 of coins. Oh, but we have a 6 of wands. Okay, that's good. That's good. 5 of wands in your heart. Queen of swords. And the chariot. Okay, this is very nice. Okay. I think there's going to be a course correction. I think that you are going to be moving in a new direction. And I do think it requires you getting out of your own way in some regard and taking some sort of leap of faith. This can be with your career because this is Jupiter in Cancer in our 10th house, right? We have the chariot showing up our Cancer energy. Jupiter is there in Cancer right now, 10th house of career, which ties in with your 6th house of work. Okay, so for some of you, that's a possibility. So I'm going to read this in regards to your career, but also in regards to your well-being. So we start out with the well-being of the 5 of coins, right? Like, what's going on? If you want to shift a health matter, I'll talk about the money thing in a minute. If you want to heal something in your life that I think has been, I'm going to say chronic in the sense that it's maybe been going on at least since Saturn's been in Pisces. So the last 2.5, almost 3 years, this is something that's been happening. You can do this. Like, this is the thing, the 6 of wands, like you can conquer it, but it's going to require you moving on from it completely, of whatever the bad habit is or the routine you need to change, whatever the case may be. Like, fully, remember, this is the one where the guy's on the horse. So her back is to this. Like, you have to really commit to leaving it in your past, whatever the thing is. And that sometimes is a process, right? It doesn't always happen like immediately. But this full moon lunar eclipse could be like, enough is enough. If you really want this healing, then it's time to say goodbye to whatever put you in that situation. Right? Like eating too much sugar, you gain weight, and now you're, unhealthy. Whatever. Okay. You get my point. But here's the thing. The 5 of wands is in your heart. So that's like a spin in your wheels. It's not the full commitment. In your heart, there's still something that you're not saying I'm on board with. But that's what it's going to require, the 6 of wands. So then we have you, Queen of Swords, your decision making. Like, I have to make the decision. Only I can change this. And the universe is screaming loud and clear, like, enough Libra, like, make a boundary, make a plan, make a commitment, hello, so that you can get on a whole new path and be victorious and have the opportunity, Jupiter, for healing, growth, a whole new road where you're not burdened by this problem. Okay? Now, same thing applies with the career work situation. If they keep passing you over for a promotion, or they keep rejecting your resumes, or whatever other disappointment is happening, they're not paying you enough, you didn't get the promotion, etc., so on, whatever. then maybe it is time for a whole new path. Why are you going to keep, moving forward towards something that's not working? You've maybe tried it and tried it and tried it. It's not working. It's time for a course correction and leaving this debilitating work situation behind, whatever it represents. But the Five of Wands, same thing. I don't know what to do. I'm spinning my wheels. Oh my God. Make the decision. Once you make a decision and you commit that energy toward moving forward, the whole universe starts opening up for you, which is this Jupiter in the 10th house Cancer for you. Here it is. You're in charge. Same thing. This is the person, holding the reins of this chariot. You're in charge of making this decision. You're in charge of this whole new path. And there may be a whole new path out of this Five of Coins. That's my point. It's not going to be the same thing again. If you've been, maybe this for some of you is a retirement. Maybe it's a career change. Maybe it is starting your own business. Whatever it might be, it could be something completely different than the things that you have already been doing that this lunar eclipse may be showing you are not working anymore. All right, Scorpio. So there is a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, taking a risk, the house of the entrepreneur, and of course your children, if you have them. So this could be enough. I have tinkered with this project as long as I could. I've got to release it out into the world. There could be something wrapping up for you with, if you have your own business, with your business. Maybe you're going to need to move locations. Maybe you are finishing a big project that you have been investing a lot of your heart into. There could be a realization about a romantic relationship if you've been in one. Either this is going to go forward or it's most decidedly not going to go forward for whatever reasons. Like, again, Saturn back into Pisces, energy of commitments. Is this the right commitment for me? In whatever area this is highlighting with your 5th house. I mean, the 5th house also is just your heart space, right? It's pleasure. It's what brings you joy and happiness. So is it bringing me happiness? Is this person, place, situation feeding my heart space, lifting me up with light and joy? Or is it dragging me into the depths of despair? This is the thing at this full moon in Pisces eclipse. Enough is enough if you've been being dragged into despair. Okay, it's time to reclaim your heart and reclaim your joy. All right, so let's see, Scorpio, what you need to know right now. Page of Wands. Ooh, an Ace of Pentacles. Love it. 9 of Pentacles in your heart. 5 of Swords. Chariot. And I shuffled. We just had that for Libra. All right. Now, Pentacles for me are not just about money. They are about our self-worth, our self-esteem. So what I'm getting the vibe here is the outer reality needs to meet the inner reality. All right. So your inner reality is this 9 of Coins. You are feeling pretty confident, pretty prosperous, abundant, like your self-worth is good. You're feeling like, I can take care of myself. I'm very competent, confident. I can plant seeds and watch them grow. Like I feel like I got myself together. Okay. And there is something new that you want to grow. This Ace of Coins. There's a new goal that you want to pursue. Page of Wands here. You may have already started it. You may have planted this seed. Maybe at the new moon in Virgo that we just had in August 23rd. So maybe a little after that. You may have already planted that seed in some way. Here's the thing, right? The 5 of Swords is showing up here. So it could be something with an argument with either yourself or someone around you about this direction you want to grow in, this Chariot. This is your 9th house of expansion. It's where Jupiter is. Chariots are all about new paths and directions. So it could be the stress of, not that you're doubting, like you feel confident, 9 of coins, but you could be having second thoughts. We all can have that when we're ready to get on a new path. Maybe you're arguing with yourself, oh, I shouldn't really do that right now, or whatever. You could be having those types of thoughts. Or somebody around you is feeding you a little poison. Somebody around you, I call her Mother Hell here, there's Scorpio, right? Somebody around you is putting up roadblocks, maybe being argumentative, maybe draining your good vibe energy. Something like that could be going on. So this lunar eclipse could be saying enough is enough, because it is the number 5 here with the 5 of Swords. We're talking about the eclipse in your 5th house. Saying enough is enough to thoughts of stress, doubt, fear, worry, whether they're coming from yourself or from somebody around you. That if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, get out of my orbit. It could be something like that. Because there is something precious that you're ready to invest your life force energy into, that you feel very good about. You're excited about doing it. You don't need this baloney going on over here, this 5 of Swords. So some of you, it's getting control of your own mind and doubts. Others of you, it's cutting loose anybody who's trying to rain on your parade, argue with you about what you should do for your life. You know how sometimes there's people around you. You have to be very careful of who you tell your plans and projects to. And personally, a lot of the times you should just wait till they're complete and then you can tell people. Because people always have something to say. And a lot of times, most people have something negative, unfortunately. Okay, maybe not a lot of people who watch this channel, okay, because we tend to be a higher vibe, right, in this channel. But, just out there in the world, a lot of people, right, well, why do you want to do that? Well, is that going to make you any money? Do you have time for that? So that's something I think you're saying enough to, okay? And you're going to move confidently forward, set in motion this plan that's already the seed got planted a little bit for you. And I think with this Jupiter in Cancer, I think something very soon is going to start really expanding for you, Scorpio, with this thing opening up for you. And maybe even quicker than you're thinking now. And I think it's tied in. Let me just say one more thing. It's tied in with letting go of that 5 of Swords energy. It's like there's some sort of subtle block to the energy that once you put that kibosh on it, it's going to help speed up with that Chariot and manifest this and get you on this road a lot quicker. Sagittarius, we have this full moon lunar eclipse in your 4th house of home, family, roots, what nourishes you, what feeds you, how you're living, where you're living, who you're living with. So what is going on, right? What are you saying enough to? Enough is enough. I am tired of this place where I'm living. I'm tired of the state of this apartment with all the boxes all over the place. I'm tired of your behavior, family member. It's not nice. Or, we are wrapping up something like a major move or a decision about a move or moving on. Or something could be going on within your own family, okay, where something's coming to a resolution and enough is enough. We're staying together, we're not staying together in terms of living together. And it could be a roommate situation, whatever the case may be. It could be something literally with your home, especially anything related, since it's in Pisces, to water and pipes. And also because Neptune rules Pisces, anything to do with gas, okay? So gas, water, pipes, those types of things. It could be if something, you've been a little concerned about something, it could be that, the gas stove finally decides it's not going to work anymore at the lunar eclipse. Time to out with the old, in with the new, these types of things. The hot water heater, okay? So, but of course, it could be something literal like that. Astrology is oftentimes super literal like that. Or it could be something more emotional that you're going through with the foundation of your life also. Like either I want to keep building foundation, this particular situation in my life, or, oh my God, there's cracks in this foundation. I don't want to move forward with this anymore. I'm done. Enough. Like I kept trying to build and it just kept having problem after problem after problem. And that could be a literal house you're building, a certain lifestyle you're trying to build, or just something else you're trying to build in your life. Okay, so let's see. Sagittarius. I already shuffled quite a bit in between each sign, so. Page of Swords. King of Cups. There's the Pisces. And a King of Swords. Wow, okay. And a Nine of Swords. And the Empress. Okay. All right. I'm going to read this a couple different ways, but there is probably a very emotional discussion that's going to be going on at this full moon lunar eclipse. And it could be about your mother, if she's still around, or a mother figure, your own sense of being a mother, if you're a mother. It could be about some sort of longer term plan or project. Like I was saying, if you're trying to build something in your life with this Empress, especially because this is our Taurus energy, which is your 6th house of work and well-being, your Libra energy, which is your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. So, but here's the thing, it's interesting. The King of Swords is in your heart. So I think that you feel like you have to be the one to maybe make a tough decision, a judgment call. It's worrying you. Okay, this Nine of Swords, whatever this is. This could be somebody else, or could just be the time marker, King of Cups, for that full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. But somebody else around you, it doesn't matter if it's a king, you could be dealing with a woman or whomever, right? We're just looking at energy. It's going to be emotions on steroids because it's the King of Cups that's showing up. Okay. And the Page of Swords, having some very deep, important, soul-searching, possibly challenging, emotional discussion, communication with somebody. And in your heart, you feel like you're the one that has to make the tough judgment call. You may be having a conversation where you're worried about what you're going to say to them, how they're going to take it. But the thing I feel with this Empress, if this is dealt with love, and if it's dealt with, because it's our Venus energy, if it's dealt with kindness, it'll be okay. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. With this nurturing energy of the Empress, creativity, flow, joy, abundance, I think you may be making a decision for somebody's higher good, for your own good. Again, this building of the foundation so that you can have the abundance in your life. You could be making a very difficult judgment call about something that's been worrying you. And realizing it's got to be let go. Enough is enough, because it's not going to bring you the happiness, the sustainability, the riches, the nurturing energy you want in your life. So apply the energies accordingly. But I like that we have this at the very end here. But if you have an elderly female relative, especially, there may be something going on with a decision about what are we going to do about mom? And these are very difficult situations. I'm sure I've been through it with my father, when they get older and they start to have memory issues. It's a very difficult, emotionally challenging situation. And it's hard to even have those conversations if you have elderly relatives and this is what's starting to happen. So for some of you, there might be that you're dealing with, and especially because it's a lunar eclipse and we have the female energy. That King of Cups could represent, if we're talking about your parents here and it's mom who's maybe needing extra care and support, it could be having the difficult decision and discussion with your father perhaps, or whoever she's married to, King of Cups, that this needs to change. And that person may be reluctant, doesn't want to have to put mom in assisted living because then he'll be alone. Or, it could be, that's very specific, but these are the types of examples I like to give to help you put it into perspective for your own life. But it could be for some of you, that type of thing may be going on also. Capricorn, full moon lunar eclipse in your third house of your mind. Your ruling planet back in that third house. So very interesting. I think it's time for you to say enough is enough to any self-imposed limitations, limiting beliefs, things that you think or say to yourself that keep you stuck in some way. Reviewing your mental habits, your mental self-talk, letting certain ways you communicate with yourself and perhaps with other people to be done with. Enough is enough. And realizing that a little positive self-talk never hurt anybody. Okay. I mean, you may already realize that. But third house is our house of communications. It is our house of contracts, negotiations. So it's the writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales house. So there could be things that are, coming to fruition with that. Like, enough is enough. Are you buying my screenplay or are you not? Because then I'm going to shop it around to somebody else. Or, is this marketing initiative working for my business? That's very third house. Or is it not? Am I buying this thing or am I not? So am I making the mental commitment to do something or not? Enough is enough dithering around. So it can be that. Not that Capricorns usually dither, but this particular decision, because Pisces is your third house, it may have something kind of a very interesting emotional component to it, especially maybe even something to do with your creativity as well. Okay, so let us see. Capricorn. Oh, we have a 7 of Wands. Feeling a little feisty, Capricorn? And a 4 of Swords. Chariot in your heart. The Sun. And the 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. We're getting third house energy. Of course, yours is 3 of Cups, but 3 of Coins, we'll take it. Okay, this is what I feel. Look at the look on her face. I just want you to see that. Can you see that? Look at her. She's like, I dare you. I freaking double dog dare you. Mars energy, Leo energy. This is feisty. This is fighting energy. And also a little self-defensive energy. I'm going to say this. This is not serving you right now. Okay? I would suggest, never tell anybody what to do. I would suggest, Capricorn, that you take a chill pill, 4 Swords. We know that lunar eclipses can make us a little more tired. Absolutely. They can drain our energy. So what I feel is that instead of, this 7 of Wands, thinking that you have to fight your way through, I would encourage you, whatever this third house, this decision, or whatever's looming, right? I would suggest that you ask for the information to come to you in a dream, 4 Swords, or you go in some sort of meditation, or you just take a freaking time out. You take a chill pill, and that will bring the revelation that will help you make the decision. I think some of you might be trying to force something rather than allowing it to just come to you. Okay? And you might be at war with the universe. That's another kind of metaphor I'm getting here with this 7 of Wands. Universe, how come you didn't deliver this yet? Where's my information? Where's my epiphany? Where's my sale? Where's my this? Where's my that? Universe not happy with threats and intimidation. Universe would like you to just relax. We got it under control, Capricorn. We've heard your prayer. Chill out. Okay? So we have this Jupiter and Cancer energy here. The Chariot in your heart. You are itching to get on with something and to have it move forward quickly. A new path, a new connection, relationship. I mean, it's Cancer, whatever is going to feel like it's nurturing you. Like you want this on the road, like it's happening. Like you are ready, but the universe takes its time, as we know. All right. But look, we have the beautiful Sun and we have the Three of Coins, the plan, the structure, the news, the information. It's going to come and it will make you happy. Okay. This beautiful Leo is your 8th house of other people's resources. It is about depth. It is about, it is about trust in the unseen. Trust in your intuition. 8th house is very much connected with, of course, the occult, astrology, intuition, those deep spiritual topics. It's associated with Pluto, with Scorpio. So it is about trusting in the seeds that you have planted, that they will indeed sprout into beautiful possibilities when they are ready. Okay. And they're going to be ready. You're going to see this if you would just relax. So enough is enough with being impatient. And yes, you're ruled by Saturn, which is about time and usually about slow and steady wins the race. But there's something here lately, maybe since the end of July with that 7 of Wands, that you're like, enough already. Come on. Come on, universe. Okay. Have the faith in your heart that this will move forward. Just relax and allow and receive in divine timing the beautiful blossoms and seeds that are going to grow for you. And with this 3 of Coins here, I think you're going to see something very significant for yourself. Some little blossom starts percolating here at this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, which is happening September 21st. And after that, so in about 3 weeks to 3 months, you're going to, eclipses always work in 6-month increments, but really, I would say by the end of September and into the next couple of months, you're going to start seeing these beautiful fruits start to go. But it could also be about pruning, right? This 3rd house, your commitments, and only committing to those things that are going to really start blossoming for you. Right now, it could be, I just want any old thing to start blossoming. But the universe is being very, very savvy and diligent and only choosing the correct seeds to blossom for you. And, your impatience is not going to help that along. It takes time, but time is on your side. And this is beautiful. You're going to be moving in a beautiful, beautiful new direction here with these energies. You could be having a new creative project, a new way that you're going to be joining forces with somebody else, benefiting from other people's resources. So chill out, Capricorn. Aquarius, full moon lunar eclipse in your 2nd house of show me the money, your values. It's important to you. Wow. Saturn has just retrograded back into this house. So this is interesting. You may be saying enough is enough with inflow and outflow of money. You could be really saying enough is enough with any debt you've been accruing. Like, I want to pay off this debt. I need to make more money. I need to invest better, more, differently. I need to feel like whatever I'm doing has value to myself, but also to the world. So enough is enough if I've been engaged in superficial activities that don't feed my soul. So there could be those types of things going on for you as well. So let's pull some cards and see. A South Node is going through your 8th house right now, which is other people's resources. So it could be that you are letting go of, one source of income in order to start new streams of income that are aligned more with your values, especially with the North Node also in the 2nd house of money. So let's see. I feel like you're saying enough is enough with either not having enough money and resources and or feeling that there can't be the continued misalignment of your energy in trying to manifest resources. Like, you know, working for a job that's sucking out your soul every day. All right, let us see. Aquarius. Oh, well, hello, Pluto, the death card. 10th house of career showing up here. Interesting. The Scorpio. Oh, and the Chariot. How many times? I shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. This card keeps coming up, which is very affirming. I love it. And a Hermit in your heart. There's that 8th house of other people's resources. How many major arcanas? The Emperor. Wow. Oh my God. Every major arcana for your 5 cards. The Perspective. All right. I am going to end on the Hangman. All right. We are working always with eclipses with 6-month cycles. Okay. So we have an eclipse in your sign, new moon one, happening February 18th, I think, 17th. It's right around, it's 17th or 18th, 2026. Okay. That's what this is for me over here. This full moon lunar eclipse is, I think, giving you the insights where it is time to make a change, to go in a new direction. The Chariot, Jupiter energy, in your 6th house of work and well-being. The Pluto, your 10th house here of the greater sense of purpose with your career and what you do in the public, as an example. The Hermit, your 8th house, in your heart, but it's also about your spiritual perspective on what you're doing and wanting to feel that everything is aligned for you, the spiritual and the material. And then we have this Emperor, which is power and executive decisions, your 3rd house of writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, making decisions, making commitments, walking your talk. So, and then we have this Pisces, this perspective of seeing your situation from a different vantage point. I do feel in a sense that time is on your side. You're realizing, you know that this has been happening, that you do want a change. This full moon lunar eclipse, I think, is really putting that exclamation point there of this absolutely must change. Depending on your personal chart, I mean, I don't know unless I look at your chart. But this may be happening like now, or this change is going to happen in 6 months. You're going to have time to work on the change you want to create. And it will happen when we have Saturn out of that 2nd house again, in your 3rd house, Aries, the commitment. And we're almost into Pisces season. And we have that new moon solar eclipse in your sign, February 17th. Okay. So some of you are moving toward making a very significant change with that timeline. This lunar eclipse brings it to full focus. Oh my God. Like, they have not changed their ways. They are still not giving me the raise. They are still not giving me the hours. But you may also see, you know what? I've got to have that path forward for myself before I end the thing. You know, recent job reports that have come out in the United States have shown that, you know, if you have a job right now, stick with your job. Wait till you get another job before you leave the job you currently have, because it's tough out there, as I'm sure many of you know. And that could also be the result of this Hermit in your heart, the wisdom to just wait, to build the Emperor, to build the background, the scaffolding, the things that you need to make this change happen in the right time. Okay, so some of you, you're working toward that timeline. Others of you, you're going to be propelled a little quicker into a new timeline with this lunar eclipse. It's just going to depend. Eclipses are wild cards. We never really know. But the thing is to see your situation from the perspective of it is freeing you. Whatever is going on is freeing you and setting you free to go and claim your power even more. Emperor, to get something new that's going to bring more respect, more money, etc. So there are interesting things that are happening here for you, for sure. But your enough is enough moment is realizing that you can move forward and move toward something that is more empowering for you, makes you feel more aligned with your natural gifts and talents, and yes, possibly can also bring more money. And Pisces. So this full moon lunar eclipse is at 15 degrees. So right smack dab in the middle of Pisces. If in particular you were born between, I would say like the 3rd to the 9th, maybe about thereabouts, maybe the 2nd to the 8th, like in that ballpark of March, this eclipse may be happening exactly on your sun. I'm just speaking in general of the degrees. So, if you have your Venus there, your Mercury there at that 15 degree mark, but even if you don't, or your Jupiter or whatever, this is still affecting you. It's in your sign, but it may be more potent if it's exact on a planet, let's just say, okay? So happening in your first house, it's the house of the self. It's the house of your identity, how people are experiencing you, how you want to show up in the world. It's also the first house about our body. Saturn's back in that first house for you as of September 1st, helping you review ways you need to shore up your own commitments to your own happiness, to your own self. Also maybe commitments to taking care of yourself physically, as an example. But this lunar eclipse is enough is enough if there's something that is not working for you in terms of who you're growing into, how you see yourself, how you've been changing over these last almost 3 years with Saturn in your sign. And Saturn's been making you get super real with what is working, what is not working, pruning things from your life that are no good. So there could be a final release point of a relationship, a situation, a habit that is not serving you. It may have come up before, and now it's coming up for its final go round of, hello, enough is enough. Let's get this over and done with. All right, so let's see. Let's see what we need to know for you, Pisces. All right. Ooh, I love it. Ace of Wands. And the sun. Oh my God, this is gorgeous and glorious. The Fool in your heart. The Page of Swords. Oh my God. And the Six of Coins. Okay, we'll take that. That's all right. Okay. So we got the Libra energy here, which is your 8th house of other people's resources, sex, death, taxes, all the things. Okay. All right. But this is beautiful. The vibe I'm getting here is that this lunar eclipse is helping you reclaim your joy. Bring back to center, back to balance what only you can give to yourself. Six of Coins. This is Six of Coins. Remember, in the regular tarot deck, it's the guy handing out the goodies to the two people who are sitting on the ground looking up like, please, please, give me a break. Give me a chance. Give me a beer, whatever. Give me something. But it is an energy of give and take and of balance. And I think what's going on here is with the planet of boundaries, Saturn, going back into your sign, you are shoring up and reaffirming the boundaries that you have already been working on. And I think that you are going to be starting something at this lunar eclipse. I think you are fired up. The Fool, new beginnings, the Leo, the Sun card, like travel, expansion, bliss, growth, healing. That's your 6th house after all. Healing. Ace of Wands, totally energized, like carrying the freaking torch of your happiness and saying, I'm choosing this. I'm choosing my well-being. I'm choosing what makes me feel happy and prosperous, my joy. And I'm expanding into my joy. And I can expand into my joy because I have put boundaries in place. I have said no. And I have also said yes to something new that's lighting me up. Now, I think what's interesting here is because we have a Page of Swords, which is, communication energy. I think you may be communicating to somebody, but I don't think it's going to be like a drama because we have these energies, which are very nice. You could be communicating to somebody. I don't have time for that. Thank you. But no. Okay. So I think this for some of you, how do we know we have better boundaries? You have to put them into action and practice. So some of you are doing that at this lunar eclipse. Enough is enough with it just in theory about boundaries. I'm actually going to put it into practice. I'm going to have a nice conversation. Nobody has to be mean or just escape and not say anything. No, we're not ghosting anybody or being mean. No, we're just having a conversation saying, you know what? I can't do that right now. I have other commitments. And you leave it at that. You don't have to explain, what you're doing. Okay. So that's what I feel. There is a lovely balance here. You're giving to yourself the opportunity to expand into something brand new that you're excited about. Time to go for it, Pisces. So thank you so much for joining me for your Enough is Enough, a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces video. I would love to hear in the comments what is going on for you with this energy. It's been a little intense, but it's Pisces, so it's the wave, right? It can go up, it can go down. We can be in a swirl. The energies, like happening here. But let's lift each other up in the comments and be supportive for one another with whatever is going on, whatever we are saying enough is enough to, and whatever we're welcoming new into our life, which will be coming soon with a new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. So make sure you subscribe to the bell so you don't miss those videos when they come out. Just want to thank you guys for all the support on the recent videos that I have published, the story of how I ended up in my new space, and also the money reading. Thank you so much. Those are on the channel if you haven't seen them yet. And if you really feel called to dig a little deeper into the specifics of what this astro energy is lighting up for you in your own chart, then definitely check out my special reading. There are limited spots. It's only available for a couple of days. So, and some have already been booked. So don't wait around if that's something you really feel called to do right now. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for all your beautiful comments and support. I sincerely, sincerely appreciate it. I'm sorry Bobo only made a tiny little cameo appearance in the Aries reading. You can see I set up a little cat tree here he loves this little new cat tree. Where is he right now? He's on top of the kitchen cabinets. He's been watching me the whole time from his vantage point. And if you check out the, what happened video, you'll see him in the beginning of that video on top of the kitchen cabinets. If you're a Bobo fan and want to see what he gets up to, he is quite a character. So for me and Bobo, thank you so much. Love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde signing out.